Welcome to Property Valuation. This is the first course in the Property Economics Suite, leading to a Bachelor of Property. As well as that, you'll be aware that you'll be studying subjects or courses in other disciplinary areas, such as in construction and law, and of course business. We'll round out your education to enable you to function almost anywhere in the property industry. The property industry is a fairly large employer, also a place where professionals can look to self-employment if they want, and also there's ample employment opportunities in most parts of Australia. That's both the capital cities, regional areas, and even in smaller towns. A range of different employment situations are available, from self-employment to being on staff in a large property company, or even in companies that have large property holdings. So there's quite a range of prospects or possibilities for the property economist. Just about all of your property economic skills all rely on the ability to understand property value, and this is what we're going to be focusing on in this course. This course will introduce you first of all to the property world, but then specifically to the various major approaches to property valuation. We'll be giving you a focus on residential property, because residential property is the most familiar and in most cases the simplest. Of course, that's not quite the case if you're talking about some waterside property on the Brisbane River or maybe Sydney Harbour, which might be both complex and extraordinarily expensive. But in general, residential property is by most standards the most common. It's also the most common focus for property investment. Doesn't mean that it's most expensive end of the property investment spectrum. In fact, it's just the opposite. But because it's a small and familiar investment, it's very popular amongst small investors. In fact, most people see their own home not so much as a property to know and love and kick about, but rather as an investment. And so you'll see that people like the idea of putting a new kitchen in their house, not so much because they need a new kitchen, because they think that it's going to increase their property value. In this course, hopefully you'll get some insights as to understanding whether or not the new kitchen will really make a difference to the property value. In this course, because I appreciate that many of you, being distance education students, have various commitments, some of you may have more time and interests than others, and so I've separated the resources and the activities into core activities, those which we must do to achieve professional competence and achieve accreditation with the Australian Property Institute. And I've also added a number of extension activities. Now, those extension activities are really things which are very good to do and very useful and appropriate for the course. However, they tend to be the frills and tassels, the extra depth. And for some people, especially if you are strained with work commitments and family commitments, I appreciate that you may appreciate being able to be told, well, this is the really important stuff, and this stuff, if you want to take it further, is important. However, you don't have to do it to pass the course. So hopefully that will be good news to you. And so that core and elective balance you'll find coming back over and over again through the course. And you'll find that in most modules. You'll also find it in the assessments. The assessments for this course is going to include a major assignment. The nice thing about the major assignment is that it looks very much like a real live professional valuation. It's going to be a valuation of a residential property, maybe your own home. The nice thing about this is that with that under your belt, you'll be quite employable as a junior assistant valuer. And so it's a very practical assignment. However, as well as the technical skills to be able to go out and fill the boxes in and complete a pro forma valuation, we're also taking you deeper into the theory of value, the background to where value works, how the markets work, and so on. This is important to distinguish your education from that of a technician, somebody who maybe have gone to TAFE and done very similar courses. The importance of the university education is that it takes you into that greater depth. And so be careful as you go through. If you are stressed for time, you can stick with the core content. If you really want to get the most out of the course, get stuck into the electives. I don't mind which you choose. However, in general, the assessment has been worked out so that while it's quite straightforward to pass the course if you've done nothing more than the core material, getting above a credit might be quite challenging because we're expecting evidence of those extension activities in the various assessments. And you'll find in the assignment, for example, there's additional extension activities that you're able to take on. And this takes you past the realms of a basic vanilla valuation into the realms of being able to demonstrate best practice and also a deeper understanding of what it is you're doing. And you'll find that in the exams as well. And of course there's a major exam. Don't be too concerned about the exams and the assessments. Look more to spending the time right from day one to get as much out of the course. As I say, I've broken it up so that you can design for yourself how much you want to get out of the course, but make sure you do it from day one. Very, very difficult to do this course if you wake up halfway through term and discover that you've got an awful lot of reading and other activities to do, and then you still really want to pass. I would like to see everyone get through the course, of course, and I've seen in the past the best way to do that is to keep up week by week with the modules, and that will make it a breeze when you get to the exam. All the best for the exam. I hope you enjoy what you learn here, and I hope you see the benefits of it, not just for your own life and your career, but also in the way that it sort of works in through the rest of the course.